makes your voices heard, who understands and listens to your every word. Someone who can advocate for your community. Someone who believes in equal opportunity.
Uncle Heshy, Uncle Heshy.
Vote for Flappish Girl and Uncle Heshy. They're the best candidates for you and me. Together they'll bring peace and prosperity to the whole district of Brooklyn. Just you wait and see. Let's go down to all those voting booths. Every vote counts, yes, it's up to you. And vote for Flappish Girl and Uncle Heshy. The greatest district leader for you.
Wow, what a song.
Everybody.
Wow.
Wow, that's something else.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another
Where did you find this guy?
I like that song. Yes,
Very good, very good.
oh, really? I thought you guys were going to make fun of that song.
There's so many ways. I don't know where to start, so I'm just not starting.
Well, I am running everybody for the 48th district leader position. Come out and sign my petitions when you see me, my son, my wife out there. We're doing it.
Was
The
that you
grassroots-
singing?
No, I wish it
Do
was.
you have
me.
a secret talent that we don't know about?
I wish it was, no way, but I got other songs to sing, and I'm hoping to get both of you to join in with me one day. But Esty, you're beautiful as always, and welcome back to the show.
Yeah, I know you always.
Remember, we didn't say Z. Hello.
Oh, I'm here. That's true. Hi. Thank you.
I know you usually start the quote with the show with a quote, but I wanted to say this quote I just saw that I thought was really genius.
Go ahead.
Okay. A man entirely unconcerned with himself is dead. A man exclusively concerned with himself is a beast. Does that make any sense?
Z?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does.
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody
Yeah,
who
I got
cares
it.
only about themselves isn't human, and somebody who cares only about everybody else also is not the way to be.
It's like that, yeah.
So,
Well, I
makes
was
sense.
I was going to give a quote about forgiveness because Esty is screaming at me in the car, Z, that I talk bad about people. And if I say something bad about somebody else, I really means me. So I was going to talk about forgiving everybody, but I'm going to tell Esty a quote that will match her better.
Okay.
The art of being wise is knowing what to overlook. And I don't overlook anything.
Well, well then.
Anyways, that's my quote of the year. So let me tell you a clear joke, okay? Are you ready?
Go for it.
So this week, my niece is getting married. She's getting married Thursday. Beautiful Danielle and to Jack. So everybody, if you want to come to the wedding, I really don't know where it is, but find out and call me. Are you all invited to the wedding? My sister-in-law is paying a lot of money, so I think she wants everybody to eat. But Jack and Danielle, I can't wait to get to your wedding. It'll be great Thursday. But so anyways, I'm at I walk an hour and a half to get to this Ofuf. It's a party, before you get married, for the Sabbath before you get married. And I walked to the party, and I was asked to speak. Really, I wasn't asked to speak. I just got up and spoke.
I can see that.
Anyways,
Nobody asked you.
as I spoke, I made this wonderful speech, and Jack's Aunt Patty comes over to me and says, "Wow, it's a wonderful speech you made." I says, "Yeah, thanks, with God's help." She says, "It wasn't that good."
She was saying you need God's help.
Right.
She heard you speak, and
If
she
God was
like,
involved, it would have been better. Gotcha.
Okay, that was my joke today. We have a couple of guests calling in today. I'm
we
going
have
to
some
talk
pretty
about.
big things happening right now
We're
as
gonna,
we speak.
we're gonna. By the way, everybody screams at me about Trump. Trump's guy, the new Treasury guy, just got a heart attack today.
Yeah, just
and
a minute ago.
they're gonna blame it on Trump.
Of course.
Of
Why not
course,
blame
of course.
everything on him.
Esty, in the meantime, who's paying for our show?
Isn't it great that we have like one person we can just blame all our problems on? We used to do
We
God, but now we
already
do
have
Trump.
the Jews.
Tell me, Esty.
Yes, we have Soft Fusion Inc. They're a software development company that's been doing this for 15 years, and they can help your business run smooth and make sure that your software is working great. You can reach them at 718-215-9800 for your free consultation. We have Pescata Carne. They are an amazing meat restaurant with exotic dishes like duck and gnocchi and skirt steak. They're located at 509 Avenue P. We have Pescata New York. They are an amazing dairy restaurant, the same owner, I think.
Yes.
And they have also amazing foods. Try their salmon shallots or their Belgian waffles.
And dessert. I still keep talking about that
You know,
Napoleon.
yeah, I went
Make
in
sure
there
to go
and I
every
just
week
ordered
except the
a.
weeks that I'm here. By the way,
You
thank
keep
you.
you keep skipping on when we go there, but go ahead. Right.
I was
When
there.
I win the election, I'm taking you personally. Go
I
ahead.
I went there to. I just ordered Belgian waffles and a drink, and then I ordered a sandwich. They're like, "You gonna eat dessert first?" I'm like, "Yes." I'm trying to fool my mind into thinking I've only ate healthy. You know, when you finish the meal and salad's the last thing, you're like, "Ah, I ate great." That was that. The
Okay.
Pescata has great food. They're located at 1776 Ocean Avenue. We have Orchidia.
Don't forget, you
Yeah.
tell them Just Enough Heshy, you get 15% off on your lunch special.
I think I tried that.
Yeah?
I don't know if they knew.
Well, you should have told them.
Oh, I should have made it work there. It was
Okay.
very empty, so they didn't know.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Right. Then we have our Orchidia. They have a lunch buffet every day from 12 to 3. But you should call because they sometimes have events. They have amazing food. I'm gonna one day go there and try their buffet because
Okay. I've tried the buffet. Wonderful.
I'm so sad.
They have all these little things, a little bit of everything, like 20 different
Yeah,
dishes you can take
that's it.
from.
I'm going tomorrow.
Really cool. Go ahead.
And we have a change pain if you're feeling.
Where is Orchidia located?
Oh, it's 1248. No,
Wow, she forgot.
I remembered from last week.
4815.
Wow, you remembered. So why did you even ask me?
You got to tell the people it's your
Okay,
turn.
it's 4815 on 12th Avenue. It's on 12th Avenue between 48th and 49th.
Thank God you know where that is. Go ahead.
You've only been
Yeah.
working there for how long? Have you shown up yet?
Go ahead.
So yeah, if you need help, like being inspired or just better tools on how to live, you can reach out to changepain@gmail.com, and I can help you get inspired so that you don't hate life so much.
Wow. Esther, she's looking at me. She's looking at me when she says that. We also have Chamula Jewelers. You can come visit them at their location at 944 Kings Highway at 718 336 1980. 718 336 1980. Chamula Jewelers is a family owned business for over 40 years, specialize in diamond engagement rings, eternity bands, and diamond jewelry. Or just bring your own.
What's an eternity band again?
Eternity band is, according
Goes
to.
between your eyes.
Wasn't she cute when she tricked me last week? I was screaming
Yeah.
at her in the car all the way home. I said, "How did you trick me like that?" And she had a good laugh. I like that Flatbush girl. She knows how to trick me. She does. And people are coming over to me all over to me because they see me on her Instagram, and they're all calling me Uncle Heshy in Jersey and on the Ocean Parkway. When I was walking home, everybody's stopping me. And
So you picked the right running mate.
I picked the right running mate. She is
She has the
wonderful.
connections. All right.
Anyways, the 40 years in the whatever, you can get the eternity band, the diamond ring, or just bring in your old jewelry to redesign or freshen up for a new look. Chamula Jewelers, they have a sparkle for you. Visit them again at 944 Kings Highway. Their phone number is 718 336 1980. Again, 718 336 1980. Or we'd like you to call Tehila Tishla at teeteestyles.com. teeteestyles.com, or you can call her at 718-675-6842 for your wigs, makeup, special events needs. She does that. She preps you. She prepares you, makes you look great. Call her 718-675-6842. Wonderful, great prices, and so on. Again, teeteestyles.com. You can see her website. She has a lot of good things. And of course, we have Green Line Building Solutions. We help you with your plans, your permits, your stop work orders, your vacate orders, inspections, code compliance, inspections. We help you with expediting your DOB, your FDNY, and DEP. We help you do settlements with the Department of Finance. We do all your ECB violations, FDNY criminal tickets, and we even do evictions. Again, we're located on the corner of 54th Street and 16th Avenue in Borough Park. 5318 16th Avenue. Again, 54th and 16th Avenue, Borough Park, 5318 16th Avenue. Or you can call for a special appointment at 718-871-0382, 718-871-0382. Now, before we begin, Z, I want you to see this. Now, I was joking. I was joking around in the office. I was just joking around.
What you're holding up.
I don't know. I'm holding a picture of the devil, and I made a mistake, and I made my running mate, Mr. Schwartz, and Dove hiking the devil. I was just joking around, and I posted it, and everybody made comments. Oh, how do you say he's the devil? And then Esty said, if I made somebody else the devil, then I'm the devil. Am I the devil, Esty?
No, it's just if you call anybody else anything, you're talking about yourself.
So if I say somebody's bad, I'm bad.
Yep. If you say somebody's stupid, you're stupid. Everything.
That's not fair because if somebody is
I know.
bad,
I want to be able to say that it's that guy and not me, but you can only notice in others what you have in you. So
if there's
be nice to other people,
so
or
if
it's
there's-
reflecting back on
if
you.
there's a serial killer and I say he's a serial killer bad man, I'm the serial killer bad man.
No. Which one? Serial killer? You're
It
saying.
sounds like second grade. Whatever you
Right.
think and think.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was exactly what I
But
said
yet
in the
it's
cars.
true. Like
It's not true.
psychology wise,
It's not
like
true.
whatever you call others, it's stuff that you are judging yourself for.
Well, I think you're wrong. Well, anyways, everybody, that is my beautiful ST telling me that I'm evil. So I told
I didn't say that. Wow, you just like take
I-
words and.
I love you, but you can't say that if I say something bad about somebody. So you tell
I know it's like I needed to stick to them and not on me.
So I should only say good things about my competitor
Exactly.
in the election.
You be
So-
the best guy. You be the honest
But
guy. You be the upright
then
guy.
he will be elected and I won't.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that's true. He'll have like a blackened soul, and you'll have a better soul.
So this is what I want to tell you. When I get elected, we have our councilman, Mr. Yeager, Kalman Yeager, a very nice man, and our future assemblyman, Simcha Eichenstein. So I want to tell you something. I will, when I get elected, I will support them. I think their policies they're trying hard right now to get things in order. And I want to make sure that all my constituents and all the people that are coming out to vote, that I am on the same page. I want to get things done. I will be there to service them. I will be on beck and call when they need me because they are your elected officials. And when I am needed as the district leader to come and serve my assemblyman and councilman, I will be there. I will be their loyal servant as well as the servant, my loyal to the constituents of the community of the 48th district, as well as anybody that still needs me in the community, that I've done my many different things anyway. So I just want you to let it know that I'm here. I'm not going to change because I become an elected official. My position, Esty, by the way, does not give me any salary. So I won't be taking money to do this position. I'll be doing it because I'm one of the guys that will do it because this is what I need to do to serve my community. And I think I can accomplish more by doing this correctly. You hear that, Z?
Sure.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we have on our show tonight, it's going to be very interesting. Before Z gives me something to scream about, we have a gentleman that might call in, one of the people who always screams at me on WhatsApp that why I don't deserve the position. And also, we have a gentleman by the name of Gedalia or Gary Fenster. He is like the Tony Robbins, Jewish Tony Robbins. He has a drug rehab center. He has.
I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm just so not a fan of Tony Robbins. I really wish he compared him to someone else.
No, but okay, but this is a guy who's inspirational to the people, to the young. You know, this week and last week, Z, and I keep bitching to you and screaming at you about this.
Yeah.
We have problems with mental health.
Yeah.
And it doesn't.
Well, look at what happened in the last week.
And that's what
two
do you know? Me and Esty, we found out that mental health is the 10th leading suicide is the 10th leading killer in the United States.
We're just killing ourselves off. Nobody even has to do it for us.
And this lady was a very rich woman, Kate Spade. She was very successful in the 90s. She had a big fashion empire, and she killed herself. And she had a little child.
A much bigger suicide in the last couple of
years.
Right.
What's his name again? That guy. He is a chef. His name is Anthony Michael Bourdain, a big-time chef. Again,
you never watched the show?
Maybe somebody's blackmailing them.
I didn't watch.
I want you to know something. All right. Obviously, any suicide kind of makes you step back a little bit and think about, your own life and about mental illness and about depression and how people that you never thought it was possible could be unhappy, could kill themselves. This guy, I'm not sure if you really know who he was. This guy literally had, in most people's opinion, the best job in the world. He got paid lots of money to travel around the world to exotic locations, to eat lots of food, and to video about it. That's about it. He got paid millions of dollars to do this.
I know. How could you be sad with free food? I don't understand.
He was one of my favorite people in the world. I love this show, and I always thought to myself, if I could have one job in the world, it would be his. It sounds like he was living the dream. Who could be happier to wake up in the morning than the guy who's getting paid to travel?
Someone who's being blackmailed.
No. But
seriously,
now I'm screaming at you, Z. We are not taking. If this happens to the big guys,
right?
All us little people in the neighborhood.
So it goes to show exactly. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. People that you think could be the happiest people in the world, you never know what's going on behind the scenes. And
so why isn't America? Why don't we have in our communities more drug rehab centers? Why don't we have more mental health?
Rehab centers don't even have a high rate of success. success. Like we don't even have a good system that actually helps people. It
Is
helps
that true?
people sort of.
That's not true. I
No,
know.
that's
Very
true.
simple. The main reason why people have such a hard time getting help is because there's a stigma attached to it more than anything else, and that's just the way it always is and the way it always will
It's
be.
not just that. Even if they want help,
If
where
you
do they
break
go?
your arm, you could go to the doctor, and everyone will be like, "Oh, very smart. You broke your arm. You went to the doctor." If you have mental health issues and you tell people, "Well, I'm going through mental health problems," what do they tell you? Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're fine. Just smile.
But
Oh,
you know what? I
what's
was
wrong with
helping.
you?
I was helping a friend.
People are afraid to say that they go to a therapist. People are afraid to say that they do
Not
anything.
anymore. I feel like it's
There
really
are.
changed. Now
It
people are
is.
like, well, I have a therapist in
It's a- it's a-
Manhattan,
it's a
and I go like
stigma.
twice a week.
It's a stigma
There's like a
attached
thing
to
to
it.
it.
It's a
See, guys,
stigma
I was
attached to it.
helping this guy who and he tried to commit suicide a couple times. I was his friend. I gave him a job and so on and so forth. And I told him to go get help. He didn't want to get the help. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, you
And
can't force
instead
people
he-
to change.
And then he takes it out on me and he says bad things about me. So do we help somebody and then he takes it out on you? Or do
we don't
just
help
look-
people because we're going to get rewarded. We help people because there's nothing else we
But
can
it's
do.
not the point, bro. You not only not get rewarded, they come after you and they hate you and they take it out on you.
You
like
have to do
sometimes-
what's right.
who
Someone
do-
else's actions should not change
Who
your
do
actions.
children hate the most? Their parents.
It's only if their parents abuse them.
That's not true.
People
We-
just hate parents for no
we
reason.
blame our
It's like,
parents
hey,
for
mom and dad,
everything.
I hate you for no reason.
No, but you know that children blame our parents for everything.
Well, a lot of times they're at fault.
We are.
Not always. I mean,
You-
raising a child is very tough. So
You-
chances are you're going to mess it up.
You were sitting in the car with me. I asked my son, "Am I not the greatest father? Do I have any faults?" And what did he say?
He laughed.
He laughed because he said, he knew that I'm perfect.
Hold on. Do we know what's happening
That's
right now?
what-
Do
What's
you
happening
know what's
right
happening
now?
right
Tell
now
me
as we speak?
what's happening.
I just
Tell
got a
us.
picture from a bunch of people.
Mhm.
It's a picture that you're gonna be seeing all over the place tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's a historic moment is going on right now. Do
Mhm.
you know what's going on at this very moment?
No,
Yeah.
say
You really don't know?
no.
Oh, but 1 minute before you go, something. By the way,
Keep me in suspense.
I just want to say something. You know that song that we played when we opened the show?
Yeah.
That song was donated and made by a guy by the name of David Perlman. He was putting together that song for me and the Flatbush Girl, a wonderful young guy. Thank you, David. Thank you. You are just a wonderful guy. We love that song. I'm going to be playing it a lot. Go ahead. Go ahead. Talk.
Do you know who President Trump is shaking hands with as we speak right now?
Who?
You don't know?
I don't.
You seriously don't know? You don't know? You don't know where he is right now and what he's doing?
Yeah.
You do know.
President Trump is going to get the Peace Prize if he makes the North Korean peace deal. I am so proud
There's
of him.
literally a picture going around right now because the meeting just started a few minutes ago in Singapore. He is meeting with the presidents or whatever you want to call it.
Who has
the
really good
dictator
mediators?
of North Korea, which is a year ago, even 6 months ago, people thought would be impossible. And yet here he is shaking hands with Kim Jong-un of North Korea. And there's hopes that maybe he could actually make peace. And
He can make peace, but his
one of
people.
one of the last places in the world where peace wasn't thought to be possible. Where
Peace with the United Nations, or because in the country they're still kind of
to just
it's tough.
become a peaceful country where they're opening up to become normal and part of the world, basically. Right
What,
now,
they're gonna open their
basically-
borders?
Right now, they're basically
More than
insulated
that.
from the
He's
world.
more-
It's a
But do you
dictatorship.
know that
There's
I
sanctions against them? They're not a normal.
No,
country.
but
They're
I
not
was
treated like a
watching.
normal
I was
country.
watching a CNN or a Fox report on Kim Jong or whatever his name is, Wong, whatever his name is, and he's now in the last 3 months has like this new PR thing, trying to look better. He's met 3 different presidents. He's trying to make his life look so much better that he's doing a public relations thing, and he wants.
Why
to,
does he care? He's a
because
dictator. The
his-
last good one.
Because a lot of people did. A lot of people. There was some starving over there. There was some problems over there.
I don't want other people
and-
to know because they get mad at him.
No, but he's trying to make his economy better. He's 34 years old. He took over when he was 27. Maybe he didn't know better, and maybe now he's growing up, and maybe he will make his people's lives better. Leaders do have to
Man,
change.
Trump must have such great
Leaders-
mediators.
Leaders have to lead.
He's a very good negotiator.
Well, he
This is
doesn't
what he's been
speak the
doing his whole
language,
life.
so I don't think
Right.
it's him translating
Trump is-
exactly.
First
Trump-
of all, Kim Jong Un speaks English.
Oh,
Yeah, he was educated in Switzerland.
Yeah. That's first of
Wow.
all. Second
Yeah.
of all, people don't even realize this? Are you aware that as of until a few months ago, and it's still technically, I don't think they officially declared peace yet, but the Korean War never ended.
Right. Wasn't
Officially, North and South are still
they
at war.
They signed a cease
Or something, but it
right.
wasn't. It's not really over. I don't know if. But the point is, people aren't aware that they was still technically been at war for the last almost 60 years.
Yeah.
And there's a big area in between both countries called the DMZ.
so how is CNN going to spin this?
I'm not sure.
It's not. The
I'm
point
not- I'm
is,
not really
but
sure how they're
Trump.
gonna spend it. They're gonna
Trump
find
is
a way.
being nice to dictator and
exactly.
supporting
No,
social
Yeah.
communism.
But you know what? He got up there, he screamed and hollered, he acted a little crazy. That's why I'm doing it with my campaign. And look, he got the results. He's making
Because
them.
when you're a negotiator, negotiating 101 is that if you have all the marbles, you're in control. You could do whatever you want. You wait till the other guy's eating out of your hand. And Kim Jong-un knows it. His country's starving. They have
It
no
is?
money. They have no economy. They're sanctioned by the world. Nobody does business with them. They have almost no money. People are starving. And he finally realizes, like, wait a second, this isn't going to work, and it's time to see about our options. Instead of being a bunch of little terrorists threatening everybody with nuclear weapons, let's actually try to be a normal country.
Wow,
And-
change is happening
And
in Trump's reign.
a couple weeks ago, he sent a letter to Pence, or he said something about Pence that Trump didn't like. So you know what Trump said? All right, the deal's off until you. And
Okay,
you know,
but-
everyone's Trump. And you know what? A week later, he came back begging. No, you're right. I'm sorry. Let's try it again. Like, it's really not hard to understand.
We're
how
gonna
to
take
negotiate.
We're gonna take two quick phone calls, but I just want you to tell everybody it's there's a place called Shot Spot Photo. He's the best of the best. I know his work. He's very experienced. Guys, take a look at. I'm going to give you some more information on it. Shot Spot Photo. I forgot to tell you about it. I tried him out. He's wonderful. And I forgot to mention that before. I'm going to give you information about him. Esty, let's take call number 3 right now. The phone call quickly. Hello, you're on the air with Uncle Heshy, ST and Z.
Hello.
Yes,
Hi.
hello.
Hey, it's Elkie, or almost somewhat bi-weekly caller now.
Hello,
How are
Elkie.
you?
How are you, Elkie? We got an interview coming up quick, so we got to make this call quick. How are you, my brother?
I am doing quite well, thank you. Wanted to touch on this suicide situation.
Yeah.
What always seemed to shock me and surprise me is if you pull up the suicide rate in some very, very, very third world countries or continents, Africa, so on and so forth, you'd be astonished, but they're a very, very low percentage in comparison to countries like the States. And exactly. If you look at Japan, which is the exact opposite of a continent like Africa, one of those countries, the suicide rate is the highest in the world. And I think it really comes down to us really as, humans and in our nature not being happy with what we've got. And I'll give you an example. I bought 3 cars in the last 2 months. So, I had an Infiniti, I had to get a Cadillac, now I have a Jaguar.
Wow.
So,
I am jealous. I am jealous.
Really, yeah, I know you are. I know.
I want a Jaguar. That's how you say Jaguar. You say it.
Jaguar.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jaguar.
It's actually pronounced Jaguar, not Jaguar.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're really not happy with what we've got, and that's just the reality of the
Being grateful can change your life.
It doesn't make a difference, but why can't we help the people or find out about these issues beforehand and save them?
Here's the thing: not everyone, who does well is suicidal necessarily, but. The numbers don't lie. A lot of people who have everything are genuinely not happy. Look,
well, do you want to know why? Because they don't think they have everything, because they go on social media and they see someone else looking like they're having an even better time, and no matter how good they have it,
but you
they
never
always
know,
measure themselves
what's
compared
under
to
the
everything
covers.
else.
Look, I've got friends who are married to absolute supermodels, and some of them cheat on their wives.
Yeah, with ugly women.
Your head.
With ugly women.
Exactly.
Yep. Because it's nothing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's just
well,
I want to
something you can't wrap your
I
head
could
around.
cheat on them. Ugly women.
well, anyways, Elkie, I still believe that we can help people. I've seen a lot of people that have the mental illness problems. They go to doctors, they take their medicine, and they get better, or they're able to work through their problems.
I think social media is a big contributor to the sadness and depression of most of America's next generation, because they always feel.
Whenever you're posting something on the internet, I'm like, if you're posting it, you're obviously not that happy. Like, if you have time to take a picture.
I don't know about that, but look at Japan, for example. They have their own social media platform. I mean, they're one of the largest in social media on the planet. I mean, we're a joke as far as our social media goes compared to them. And I know you've got an interview coming up, but I can't be on a show like this without mentioning one of the biggest things to ever happen in the world in the last 50 years. But you know, a lot of people, you know, speak about how reckless and unpredictable and Trump is, and so on and so forth. But Obama nobody even would have even in a million years thought he would actually sit down with Kim Jong Un. I mean, it's something no one, even Republicans, even hardcore right-wing Republicans.
He's doing the impossible.
No, but I'm go a step even further, Elkie. He went to the G7 meeting with the other European leaders and said, "Listen, man, I don't care about what the deal was. I'm going to change the deal. I'm not happy with the deal. My people are getting screwed. You've taken advantage of us, and if you don't like it, I'm leaving." And I'm very proud that he's going to make the change. You're right, he's screwing around with Canada, but really what he was trying with the tariffs in Canada, nobody knows. It's 0.05% of nothing. Everybody's making a big deal of it, but Trump wants us to make the money. People are screaming, "Oh, the steel business, he only got 500."
He wants fair trade for this country. Imagine a president standing up for his own country.
People are bitching the only 500 new steel jobs. Hey, every new job is great. Everything that this guy does is doing well. I'm so proud of him. I don't think he's off the hook. I think he's doing it the right way.
You know what? Look at something. I'm very proud of him. That I you know, look at how on and off that meeting was. At first, it was going to happen, and then it was completely called off. So, you know, people started speaking. They started saying this, that. But in the end of the day, he is actually a really, really reasonable guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he declined the meeting. He shut it down, and then they
came back crawling. Yeah.
And they came back crying, and he's not a bad person. He didn't just go and, you know, he's not a proud man. He really put his pride over everything, under everything else. He put this country first, and he said, "You know what? I'm going to swallow my pride, and I'm going to give them another chance."
Anyways, Elkie, we have a gentleman on the phone that's going to be talking to us about some serious issues, especially what we just talked about, suicide and motivational. I want to hear what he has to say.
I'll let you get on with it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elkie. Thank you for calling in. You're a good man. Thank you. And enjoy. Can you give me a ride in the Jaguar? You think I can fit into it? I'm a big guy.
Absolutely. Have Z text me your address where you're going to be in 30 minutes. I'll come pick you up.
Not 30 minutes. I need like 40 minutes.
40 minutes it is. It's a 3.5 liter supercharged Jag. It's a very, very powerful car. And I hope you don't get my feet dirty.
No, I won't. I'm gonna put on my sunglasses and look cool. Thank you.
No. You use the bathroom before I pick you up. That's
you got it. No problem. Push the button, Esty. Thank you, Elkie.
Hi guys, you're listening to the Just Enough Heshy Show. If you wanted to call in, you can reach us at 718-303-9090. But we're gonna take a caller.
Right. I'll pick up the call. Hello, we have on the radio with us tonight Gedalia Fenster. Is that Gedalia Fenster? And Gedalia is a teacher, a motivational speaker with followers all over the world. And his teachings are based on the writings. You're going to love this, everybody. Rav Nachman of Breslov. All of you guys love him. But he also draws self-help masters. He's like compared to a Tony Robbins.
No, don't say Tony Robbins.
Well, anyways, but Gedalia, I want to ask you a question. and before you're going to introduce yourself and tell us what you do. But again, one of my pet peeves, and it bothers me, I don't like suicide. I don't like young kids on drugs. I know you have a drug rehab center. And Esther says that drug rehab centers are non-helpful. We can't help the young and too bad on them. And there's nothing we could do about it anyways.
But don't quote him. It's not my exact words.
Okay, but tell us a little bit about yourself first, and then we're going to chat a little bit.
Okay, my name is Gedalia. I started a WhatsApp group around 2 years ago. I opened up the first Breslov Center in Miami, and then we started putting the classes online. The next thing you know, we have over 8,000 followers listening to daily classes on WhatsApp. And our classes are basically on everything, on empowerment, on faith, self-esteem, peak performance, business, relationships. Every kind of addiction issue you could. So what we're really doing is doing a lot of preventative medicine before, God forbid, the guy gets the use and God forbid, feels like he needs to take a drug, etc. So that's what I'm doing on the spiritual side. My clinic is something completely different. My clinic is Evolutions Treatment Center, and we've been around for 5 years. And unfortunately, I've seen a lot of Hasidic kids pass through our facility, and You know, these kids don't know how to deal with darkness.
But Gedalia, I have a question for you. My community is a Hasidic Orthodox community, and according to my people, we don't have a drug problem. We don't have issues with mental health. We don't need drug rehab centers. We don't need mental health help because we have
says that.
I don't have any places. There's no youth centers. There's no health centers. There's no mental. There's no rehab centers.
I have some questions. So where is your center? Your rehab center?
Florida.
Is it outpatient or inpatient?
Inpatient.
Where is it?
Inpatient. In Florida.
Where?
Florida. Evolutionist Treatment Center.
I know.
In Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, Fort Lauderdale. Cool. No, I'm from Miami.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. We just got our mental health license like a week ago. So we're also treating mental health also, not just addiction.
Okay, so it's just something I heard recently about rehab that they could have great treatments, but there's no way for you to know because they don't have to be like they don't have to show anything to the government of what they're doing. Like
that's completely. There's 181 centers in Florida that closed in the past 2 years. So there's a lot of fraud. There was a lot of garbage places. There was a lot of places
it's the next big thing. Every time I turn on the TV, there's another rehab center.
In Florida, there was a major weed out of people that were doing it for the money, that were doing it for the wrong reasons, and they all got wiped out.
But were they helping anybody? Were they helping anybody?
Like nobody did drugs on the premises, probably, but like they didn't actually have good therapy.
But there was patient brokering, and unfortunately, some of the people running it were ex-addicts, and they themselves weren't ready for that kind of. One thing is helping yourself, helping other people. So, our place is run by top doctors, but I throw in the spiritual side because just the clinical side is not enough. You need the spiritual side.
What is your success?
Spiritual side.
What is your success rate in your?
It all depends on how long the client stays. If the client stays 20 days and he has an arrogant attitude, I don't have a problem. Not very successful. But if the guy puts in 60 days, 90 days, and he really, really works on himself, that guy has success. So it really depends on.
Do you take insurance?
Humility, of course.
Oh.
Yeah, of course. So it all depends on the person's humility.
But don't we all want to quit? Don't we all? That's why we come to you. We do want to quit. We want to try to get this done.
The problem is like I tell people originally, if you don't love yourself, you will lose yourself. So it all begins with loving yourself. Start loving yourself. Are you worth the investment? Would you put in an investment for somebody you don't like? Absolutely not.
Gedalia, I've been trying to quit smoking for years. I now quit again for 21 days. I do love myself. I do want to live for the children. And each time I keep breaking this smoking thing and I go back to smoking.
So you have to get it. You have to get enough leverage on yourself. You have to get enough leverage.
What does that mean? Explain that.
What would you, in 5 years, if you continue to doing it, how painful would it be?
No.
If you continue smoking in 5 years right now, picture yourself in 5 years, continue to smoke. How would you feel?
Like now.
In my brain, I believe nothing will happen to me, but that's not true, and I know that's not true.
Obviously. So the only way people change is if they have enough leverage. The only way a guy fixes a shalom bayit if his wife tells him she's gonna leave. It's just that we need enough leverage. Enough pain of not changing. That means the value of pain of changing now is going to be easier than changing in the future.
Like people only change when the pain of staying the same is too great. Here,
exactly.
I have a question. I have a friend. He's an alcoholic, right? I want him to go to rehab, but he can't go to rehab because he cannot leave his house unless he's very drunk. How does he get there? He has to drink to literally get to the rehab. He can't get there.
No, he can get put into a detox program. He can get put.
Right. How does he get to that detox program? He can't leave without being drunk.
You can take him to a hospital.
A hospital has a detox program?
Of course, absolutely.
And they'll know how to wean him off slowly so he doesn't like.
Yeah. We have a whole program, but the main thing is not why the addiction, but what are you trying to numb? What are you trying to numb? What's the pain that you're trying to numb?
Probably have to figure out tons of therapy and stuff, but he can't even start the first step because he can't go anywhere.
But Gedalia, do we really know what we're trying to numb? We all have so many different issues. Issues of health, issues of family, my cousin, my uncle, my brother-in-law, money problems, children, graduations. Where do you begin?
That's why I have a daily WhatsApp group with over 8,000 people that we break down things. And I do this for free, just to help Jews so they shouldn't, God forbid, end up in the wrong places because of perception problems. At the end of the day, everything is perception. Nothing has meaning unless the meaning you give to it. Is this good? Is it bad? We are the ones that are labeling things. I mean, I went through a very traumatic experience 7-8 years ago. I went through a horrible divorce, seven-digit divorce. My son had cancer, and I didn't realize the whole reason why that was happening is to get me where I am today. So if you believe that Hashem is doing it for you, then that's Emunah. If you believe Hashem is doing it to you, then you become a victim your whole life.
But I do, but I disagree. Now, I don't want any of my listeners to get upset with me, and especially if they're going to vote for me. But I'm going to ask you a question.
Listen, I'm a very out of the box guy. That's the difference.
But I believe in God fully, and I'm very into it. I go to the prayers. I do a lot of community service and volunteer work. But when I hear a story of a family like we had 2 years ago, 3 years ago, losing 7 children in a fire, I don't know what to say. You're telling me, oh, God did it to me to teach me a lesson, to show me the right path. I shouldn't have a breakdown.
The question is why do good people suffer?
I'm not interested in why good pressure. That you're giving me an answer. I got you why God did it, but I can't accept it. I will not accept it. I can't.
Okay, like I have many kids from the Hasidic community that were sexually abused. You have to understand something about life. Evil exists in the world. Our job is not to understand it. Our job is to overcome it. If you're trying to understand it, you're going to stay there your whole life, and you're going to be a victim your whole life. If you try to overcome it through humility and emunah, then all the doors are open for you.
So you're just to overcome my problem. My problem is just to believe in God, and that's good enough.
You have to believe. You have to trust that God. There's a process. We don't know. We're walking into the middle of a movie and trying to be God. Many people say, you know what? My main target is going after the 90% of the non-religious crowd. And they'll tell me all of a sudden, I don't want to. I'm not spiritual anymore because this rabbi threw me out of yeshiva. So I said, let me ask you a question. Did you ever have a bad case of food poisoning? Yeah. Are you still eating? Yes, you're still eating. So again, you labeled the whole religion on one person because you didn't really want to serve Hashem. So again, we come up with excuses to justify our actions, and we stay there. But at the end of the day, the one suffering is the person, nobody else.
Gedalia, I want to ask you a tough question. Homosexuality. What is your opinion on that?
I'm picking another topic. I'm against it, obviously. I'm against it.
So now, okay, good. I have no problem with it. So am I.
Right.
I'm against
So
it.
my question to you is: now you have a kid that's a homosexual, and he says that's the way I am. Z says that that's the way it is, and you can't do nothing about it. Am I correct? Not that he agrees with it, but that's the way.
Let people do their own thing as long as they return the favor. You do your own thing.
Now
I've heard angles. I've heard angles from this angle, from Kabbalistic things, that it could have been that while the guy was having relationships with his wife, he was thinking about another woman. I've heard the craziest things in the world, but again, it's not. There's enough bigger problems out there than to deal with these. Obviously, I'm trying to get people to survive.
Okay.
Like if they want to be gay, that's not an issue for you. That's not what you're dealing with. You're just dealing with treating their trauma.
No, but we're dealing with if the guys, we have many people that are gay. We're dealing with trauma. We're installing emunah. That means people say, "How could I serve God after what happened to me? How could you not serve Him? Because without God, you don't have any faith, you don't have any belief, you don't have anything."
Yeah, and he said we need to understand lack of belief.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to understand that's Reb Nachman's message. Reb Nachman's whole message is to overcome, not to stay there. You can't understand. That's why you have to have a emunah before logic. Otherwise, if you're trying to understand something, you're gonna get stuck there your whole life.
Wait, so can I say something? So the reason why I don't like Tony Robbins, he compared you to Tony Robbins, is because Tony Robbins believes a lot in putting in tons of effort as opposed to having faith that God knows what's good for you and just waiting for the things that you need to come to you.
No, but Tony Robbins is heavy duty on belief. He's very. I mean, listen, all actions are belief driven. So he what he's doing is he's really getting the guy to change his belief, which is a form of emunah. I mean, the reason why all my actions are belief driven. For example, if I believe that prayer works, then what am I going to do? I'm going to treat it as an opportunity, not as an obligation. If I think I'm just doing it robotic and the prayer is just checking the box, then I'm not going to put any effort into the prayer. I'm just going to do it as an obligation. So unless you change the belief about something, the action is going to be the same. You understand?
So
Wait,
I want to ask him a question.
Okay.
You know that today is we're in the 21st century, 2018. Got it? Does
Yeah.
the Torah of 4,000 years ago really apply to today? Does it really?
Absolutely.
I mean, what do you talk about? We
More
have
than ever.
We have internet. We have
Which is not against the
telephones,
Torah.
cable. But we have all these modern technology.
That help
When the
improve our
Torah,
life.
we have the Shabbos candles, we have the blechs, we have the Shabbos lights, we have so many different things. Even transportation on Shabbos, like that is easier to move around, like going up in a special Shabbos elevator. When we didn't have these things 4,000 years ago. So really, does the Torah apply to today? I mean, the way you're talking is that it does apply.
Absolutely. It's in your heart. The Torah is in your heart. That's the problem. The problem is with Jews that don't have a relationship with Hashem. They just have the opposite. There's no relation. I mean, a religion without a relationship, it's going to end up becoming dull, and you're going to become tired and exhausted and weakness. The Torah is supposed to empower us, and that's why we need Rabbi Nachman, and we need these leaders, Rabbi Nachman and Rabbi Rush, and they're bringing basically the Torah to a different level, where I can bring in the old wisdom with a very new ideas of today's practicality. I can literally give you probably 5 or 10 of the hottest books in New York Times, and I can show you how Rav Nachman already addressed that issue.
But your Amuna is basically waiting for the afterlife. I mean, you believe here, you accept what you're doing.
I'm living
you
right
accept
now.
your health,
right now.
but you accept hell on earth now, and you're hoping for the best in the next life.
What are we talking about hell on earth now? What does that mean?
We have to suffer.
Fulfilled.
We have to suffer now, and then.
Okay, but again,
Suffering is a choice.
Suffering is a choice. I believe. If I think pain is good for me, if I believe that pain is a catalyst for growth, and growth is non-negotiable. Is pain? I'll embrace pain.
Well, you know, I wanted to tell you, I was watching a video on WhatsApp that was being passed around that went viral of a young black preacher, and he was screaming. He says, "Listen, I'm not here to throw money into the churches." He was screaming about white, whatever, and all that stuff. But he was screaming, he says, "I'm here now not to wait and suffer in hell and give the monies to the churches and suffer and then wait for the next life. I want things to be good now. I want to build my churches here now. I want to serve God and enjoy the fruits of this world as well as the fruits of the next world." And he made so much sense that, like, yeah, why should I suffer now and give away all my money and have a hard life and maybe next. I don't want to waste my right. Why can't it be both?
That's the thing. It's not supposed to be for the next life. It was given for the simple people who couldn't know better.
Exactly. Happiness is something when you're really fulfilled. That's the key in life. Being fulfilled with what you do. Being happy with what you do.
Nobody can create happiness except you yourself.
Yeah. It's an inner thing. Rav Nachman really knows. Let me explain to you the problem today with a lot of the guys in this generation. There's some things that cause excessive depression. For example, that the guy doesn't understand why it's happening to him. For example, if the guy's masturbating, it's going to make him depressed.
What?
So these are the things.
Well, but if you read all the books, it's acceptable. They want you to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you hear what I said before about social media? Do you agree with that?
That's the problem with social media. That's the problem.
I think it gives everybody
idiot doctors.
Everybody,
but these are guys. These are highly educated. These are the top doctors who are very educated.
Yeah, but one second. I have 7 doctors that work for me. Okay, I don't just work at. I own it. Okay, and I'm trying to tell you, a Jewish soul, it has to be treated completely different than a regular person. It's a different thing. And if you look at now, the problem is the guy's not going to do it one time. He's going to do it 100 times.
I'm so against
screw up his dopamine. It's going to screw up his dopamine receptors in his brain, and it's going to cause him all kinds of depression.
Well, I think
that's
that
the bottom line.
Because you're saying that you never can, that's what's making them do it. If you said it was okay and you gave them a certain amount of time that it's okay, but to say never is not even normally human.
One second. That's the purpose of getting married early. You see, I'm a very modern.
So you have to get married? You have to ruin your entire life and have children for this one normal human body?
Just like sugar addiction, just like everything else. It's an addiction.
But it's not the same thing. It could be an addiction.
Hello. It's ruined people's lives. sexual addiction in this community is one thing that's not talked about.
Addiction,
It's
yes,
not-
but you're saying it's never
Yeah,
okay.
One second. The problem is once you start eating and once you start doing it, you're not gonna be able to stop. Forget what it's gonna do when a
But
guy's
Gedalia, everybody,
and then he's gonna, one second. I don't care what everybody says. I'm trying to explain to you. That's Reb Nachman's message. I was 18 years ago. I was in South Beach, strong party, making money, and I was completely depressed, and I had a Bentley and I had everything. And I'm trying to tell you, all the depression came from the Brits. Once I fixed that, my whole mazal changed. Everything else changed from my life. Now, that's the difference between Reb Nachman's message and this in the box mentality.
But
So when we
out
tell
of
a
the
guy-
6 billion people on the planet, 90% have human
Look
feelings
up,
and
one second.
actions, and it doesn't work
Yes,
what you're
that's
saying.
why
It's not
our
normal.
Job, one second. Our job is to get married. That's the purpose, not to have 5,000 single girls in Manhattan that can't get married because these guys, they're not satisfied. It's a whole package. Like
I'm just saying that your method is not
trying to explain
sustainable.
to you.
You're saying that they can never.
No, it is sustainable.
That's not
No.
sustainable.
I'm trying to explain
If you
to
said sometimes, I'd
one
say
second.
okay.
One second. I'm trying to tell you, it's not something that should be. If it happens, it happens. You fix it right away. There's a tikkun hakoli. There's remedies to fix people. I've helped hundreds of guys change their whole life from depression based on fixing their brain. Hundreds of guys, not one guy. Hundreds and hundreds of guys.
And what
Okay,
about women? Do you accept women?
Woman is not the same thing. It's not the same. Woman is not the same thing on filling the seat. But the number one problem, and you can even look up this in the Goyim, because there's a thing called the No Fap Challenge, explaining how when people stop excessive masturbating, their whole self confidence went up, their face went up, and forget what the Torah is telling you on Mazal. Your Mazal is connected to your Motzi Levatalab. Again.
Okay, I could agree with you if you said it was okay sometimes. You're saying, I'm not saying addiction. I'm saying regular humans who aren't addicted, who are not planning to get married because they don't want to have, they're not ready to have children, to say that they never can is not sustainable.
That's not the Torah way. What's the matter with you? Not the Torah way.
But it's not right, and I'm saying that the Torah has come up with a system that is not sustainable. They need to not.
It's not. You can't change.
Is there a single person in the world that can never do that? They can't, which means that the Torah is asking you to fail in advance. No, this is not okay.
No, it's not. Excuse me. Hashem has lowered the curve for people, but to have it, you're never going to have self-esteem or any kind of success in your life if you don't have self-control.
Self-control, yes. You're saying never. I'm saying sometimes.
What is self-control? Even when you quit smoking and you take one step.
I'm trying to tell you, it affects the way you think. Just like a guy who's eating and he can't stop eating and he's overweight, 90% of his serotonin is coming from his stomach. So unless the guy has self-control, it affects.
But you don't tell him to stop eating. You tell him to eat less because it's not possible to stop eating.
Tell him. Oh no! Did you fast on Yom Kippur?
You can do it for one day. You can't do it for all your life.
Why? But why did you fast on Yom Kippur? Because you made a decision. That's the difference. People are not all in. That's today. They don't believe in themselves. And if you believe in yourself, you could do it. I have a program. I've helped tons of guys out. Yeah, they slip all the time, but their main intention is
you're
to
setting up a system
married.
where people will fail. That's what you're telling me.
Really?
Because it is not possible to not do it. And you say that every time it's wrong. You didn't say sometimes. You didn't say, it's okay once a month, or that there's a limit. You're saying it's never okay, and they will have to fail because it's impossible to not.
So good. That's your answer. Stay at the bottom with all the pigeons and watch these people steer up. That's not my mentality. I'm top performance. I'm not here to be a nebach. I'm not here to see people struggle. I'm getting people to win. That's my mind frame. If it's not good for everybody, that's one. I'm not a mediocre person. That's the problem with.
Do you hear what the problem is with this?
It's too much mediocre.
It's not.
No.
It's not
the problem is you justify. So why don't you? Let me ask you. What's wrong with eating non-kosher once in a while?
It's not necessary for your survival.
Why? But why?
It's not a physical human need that you literally can't fight
because
forever.
There's other versions of food that are kosher.
Right, you have other options. You're saying the only other option is marriage, and if people aren't ready to have kids, they have no other options, and that's not fair. You're asking them to fail.
Ignorance. This is the generation today of ignorance and indulgence. You understand? And it's going nowhere. So unless people start getting self-control, start becoming leaders.
It's like you're not hearing me. I'm agreeing with you. They should have self-control. It's true. You are saying never on something that is humanly not possible, which means people are setting themselves up for failure.
I say that.
Why can't...
One second. I have a 40-day challenge that allows people that says, listen, If it happens, it's going to happen to you all the time, especially in the beginning. But the main goal what we want is to get you married, is to have kids, and stop the 70% of intermarriage rate that's going on today. The whole point is, when guys are fooling around, they're going to end up marrying out of the religion, which you have a silent Holocaust. What are you defending such a silent Holocaust? There's a silent Holocaust going on. There's guys killing themselves. There's all kinds of biggest dark.
Yeah, probably because they're told they're not allowed to do things that are completely normal and human.
Guys, it's okay. Go watch pornography and then wake up in the morning and learn Torah and see why you don't understand what you're learning.
But you're going to extremes. I'm not saying all or nothing. No. I'm saying some. I'm saying, can you give them a certain amount that's okay? You're saying never, which is not possible, which means they're going to fail.
Because you're seeing, that's because you have low standards. That's the way you think.
Low standards for having regular human body functions that nobody can fight for like forever?
It's the same thing as you're telling me, I can't go on a diet. I'm going to fail. No. When a person
because on a diet you still get food.
By the way, Gedalia, I do say that to myself. I can't go on a diet because I always fail. Fail.
Because you remember all the failures in the past and what happens. Why do people have such darkness in their life? Because they take all the failures and they stick them on their head instead of using the failures on their feet and getting back up. I'm the one that used to throw parties. I'm the guy that used to go out with all these.
Let me just ask you this.
I'm the guy. So I'm one second. I was there already. It's
right.
Not like I wasn't there. I was in that world already.
Okay, I'm just saying, if somebody with a child does not get married, and they are not getting married until 10 years later, what you are asking of them is physically impossible, which means that they have to fail, because the chances of someone not doing that for 10 years is not possible, and it's not fair to people.
Nobody's saying, but if the guy understands, listen, the best thing that Hashem wants me to do is to get married. Not because I can't control myself. This whole religion is based on self.
But let's say they don't get married for 10 years. They're not ready to raise kids.
Okay, so that's that guy's opinion. Why? Because there's a fear. He has fear of getting married again. Wow. That's why he's not getting married.
He's not ready to get married. He wants to first travel the world or something.
Anyways. Like I said, it's very easy after a divorce, which is very common. I meet tons of guys. They get a divorce and they said, you know what they say? Now it's time to have fun. Let me go screw around. And then in 5-7 years, I'll get married.
Well, at least they're not masturbating, right?
That's not the Torah's option. That's not the Torah way.
Wow.
Because unfortunately, that lifestyle will lead him to major darkness.
So that was my question. But that was my question. 4,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, you didn't have options of running around and making parties and meeting a lot of women. Today, you have the options of so many different ways to satisfy, to satisfy your needs.
Media,
right? Maybe the Torah.
Hold on, I just wanted to say one more thing, not about this. About before, when you were saying like when bad things happen to good people, right? We seem to think that the bad things aren't from God. Like, oh, this isn't supposed to happen to me. This is wrong. No, this happened specifically for you. It's specifically made to, if you see something bad, it was meant for your eyes specifically to see. And you have to ask, why is this happening to me? It's not like, oh, he just forgot about me. Like, it's equally a gift.
I agree with that. 100%. But I'm trying to tell you, the major shift in my life was opening Rabbi Nachman's book 17, 18 years ago.
I'm very pro him. He believes in the law of attraction, which I'm very into.
Okay, that Rabbi Nachman says clearly, and all his Torahs are the same thing. We can't. And I picked up a book, and I was completely didn't have any idea. I was raised Orthodox, but I was not interested. There was no relationship. It was a very cold relationship. And I picked up a book that said sexual impurity leads to poverty. So once I saw that was my aha moment. Once I did that, everything changed in my life. Wow. So again, I'm a guy that makes decisions. Some guys, I've had guys that it took them a year and a half to do it, and now they're the happiest people ever. Yeah, you're right. It's not a 20-day thing. Some guys, it's going to take them 90 days.
If it leads to impoverishment,
guys will take them 150. But it leads to impoverishment.
People try to become rich so they can get lots of women, but then as soon as they get lots of women, they lose their money, and it's just like a vicious cycle.
Anyway, Gedalia,
and how many girls you have crying in New York that can't get married because the guys don't want to commit? Why do you think they don't want to commit? Because what happens? They got what they wanted.
Well,
they got what they wanted. So if you're going to get free milk, you're not going to want it. Again, that's why my classes are so popular, because I'm here to make changes in people. It's not just a talk show. It's, listen, guys, this is what's going to get you to success. If you want it, God bless you.
Well,
I've gotten thousands of people in the car in a whole different way than a regular other way.
No, I like your way of doing it.
Gedalia, you've been a wonderful guest. Thank you for your time.
I agree with the thing. Just I had this one thing that I'm like, whatever. But I agree with your method. Reb Nachman has really saved lives.
Before Gedalia goes, what's the name of your
what's your name of your center? Yeah.
Evolutions Treatment Center. Evolutions Treatment Center. But you can also look me up on YouTube. I do classes every Wednesday night. And I'm actually speaking in New York on June 20th.
Oh, please text me. I'd like to come to that one.
Yeah, June 20th in Park East Synagogue. And I also have a dating website that we started helping girls get married. I have a whole thing trying to literally stop intermarriage, getting guys financially better off, and not having this Nebuch mentality, which I can't stand. Seeing Jews walking around like Nebuch. To me, it's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Wow. Evolution Treatment Rehab?
Yeah,
Evolution Treatment Center.
Okay.
Gedalia, thank you for your time. You've been wonderful. I hope to see you on June.
What you're doing.
Gedalia, I want to bump into you on June 20th and give you a big hug. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, bye-bye.
And we're going to take another call in a minute, but Esti, before...
Sorry.
Anyways, you hung up on the person.
No, that wasn't.
Yeah, I think you pushed the wrong button.
No,
I'll call back. But Esti, before we get to the end of the show, number one, everybody should know we have to do. We won't do our commercial.
No, I feel like he's really doing something amazing. But
I want to talk about this one place, and it's on my friend the Flatbush Girls Instagram, and it's called Shot Spot. Photo. He's really the best of the best, I hear, and I experienced him anyways. He's located at 221 Spencer Street in Brooklyn. 718-706-9181. 718-706-9181. And his name is Jacob Schwartz. Call him. He does headshots, photos. This guy is like, you're going to see a photographer that is just like wonderful. You can use him. I'm going to be using him for my posters when I run for election. By the way, Esther, I am running for election. I just want everybody out there to know I'm running for district leader. I'm not taking money. I'm running against this young man, David Schwartz, who called me, Esther, an old man. Not only am I an old man, I don't know what I'm doing. So my question is, first of all, an old man is, I'm wiser than him. He's 23 years old. He's been in the district leader position for 2 years that nobody knows anything about him. He hasn't done anything. All of a sudden, right before election campaign, he wakes up and starts making noise. I mean, I don't understand.
He's running again this year?
He's running again. I asked for copies of his tax returns. He is a political figure. He has to show them. He hasn't produced them. Yeah, just like Trump and all of them, you got to show like Hillary. You got to show the tax returns. I want to see how this guy is doing stuff. Where he collected his money. He's only looking at me, and most of all, I think that I see him going to synagogue 11 o'clock in the morning, or he calls. I do more by 11 o'clock. I was telling people than he does before in a whole month, I guess, or the whole day. So I am running against David Schwartz. I am the one. I'm not trying to talk bad about him, even though you think I am. I'm running for district leader. Please come out in September when the primary for the Democratic nomination is. Come sign my petition. You'll see my wife, my son, and me. Get me on that ballot, and you're going to see that Heshy Tishler will be out there for you.
Man of his word.
Is a man of his word, just like my song. It's a man of my word. Anyways, I like Gedalia. I thought he was very interesting.
I'm so happy that he's creating a center where people can be successful. And I'm very pro Reb Nachman, and I was wondering why people don't teach the law of attraction from a Jewish perspective.
But it seems like Gedalia doesn't understand that today's world, people
It's not that. I just had one problem. He has to listen to the Torah, and the Torah says that some things are never allowed. I just wanted to not set people up for failure by saying, limit it in some way. But, at least he's teaching people to be happier and better. And if people can manage to live this way, then that's good. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's asking for too much, but maybe the Torah knows what they're doing, and they think that it's possible for people to be happy trying and failing, and it being a sin every time you fail.
Well, I got you. Esti, quickly, we're going to end the show. I'm going to do that in a minute. Before I end the show, I want your closing comments. Do you think I deserve to be district leader?
Deserve? What does that mean? Like you earned it? Like you put in enough effort and work?
That's
sure.
Right. Yeah? I love you. You are wonderful.
He definitely put in his time and his effort and his work to get to be district leader. But when you say deserving, I'm just like, deserving is like you have to do something to get it. You just have to want to do it right. Anyways,
everybody, our show is coming to the end. Thank you for listening to the Just Enough Heshy Show. I appreciate you watching us on YouTube. I appreciate enjoying me. I hope you enjoyed the show. What do you think, guys? Do you think we were interesting tonight?
yeah, it was pretty great.
Okay, and was I evil? Did I talk bad about somebody else?
No, I was very proud.
Yeah?
I noticed.
I tried hard not to talk bad about my competition.
Thank you. That's all I want.
I have a lot of bad things to say about them.
No. The great and wonderful people, they just have different views and opinions. You don't have to like make them the bad guy. I mean, let's say they don't get elected. They'll be remembered as a bad guy. Like,
No.
Shine.
Okay, let's play the closing song. Everybody, you're going to like this. This is going to be one of my songs. Go ahead, would you play it? Let's hit the rock and roll. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching, listening, and watching our show.
In 3,
2, 1. I guess it's not going to play. He's trying. He's pushing at the computer. He's banging on
shaking
it.
something.
Oh, here we go,
There it
babies.
is.
1,
Listen.
2, 3. Do you want someone who makes your voices heard, who understands and listens to your every word? Someone who can advocate for your community, someone who believes in equal opportunity.
Uncle Heshy, Uncle Heshy,
Vote for Flabby Screw and Uncle Heshy. They're the best candidates for you and me. Together they'll bring peace and prosperity to the whole district of Brooklyn. Just you wait and see. Opinions